So, now this morning I was asked about tuning of the main Nyckelharpa strings, so I thought I would do a little video showing how to tune the big four, the melody playing strings, if they've gone really out of tune. Now, I'm going to use the piano to pitch to. It's all a bit flat, so in general I'm going to just use the fine tuners. But what if it's really, really out of tune? Now, if I go from the beginning, the fine tuners, when you've had an instrument for a while, they tend to get screwed right in because strings tend to go flat, they tend to go low. So you find that they've been screwed right in. Well, to get an instrument nicely in tune, they need to be quite a long way out. So not too far because you need a bit of play. So I've just made these fine tuners where they should be, where I think they should be. So I will show you a close-up. It might be a bit out of focus, but so they are kind of sticking up nicely. Look, they're not screwed totally in. You can see them. That's a good shot. Like this. So they will now be horrendously out of tune. Yes. So first of all, a bit further. So all I'm doing is come a little closer, using these. So this is actually going quite easily. I'm able to use my finger. I need to go back to the piano. Now, if that suddenly goes like this again, I just touched it slightly. You can hear it's not staying. So that means I need to push this peg in. So literally, I'm just going to push it in with my heel, and then hope. I'm going to do that now. I'm actually going to be pushing, as I'm twisting around, I'm pushing inwards as well. So let's. And then I'm just flattening it slightly with the fine tuner here. Next one. So I see which it is. That's this one. Now, if it gets to the point where it's a little bit too far in and it's a bit stiff, then I might need to use one of these. Now, it's best if you can get away without using one of these. Not all makers will give you one, but this just gives you a little bit more purchase around the key. Now, the problem with that is that if it's really, really stuck and you really, really persist in doing this, it can break the key. So if you hear a creaking sound that really doesn't sound like it should be there, it might mean that the grain is twisting and you're about to split the key. I know this from experience because I have done that. So if you don't have to use one of these, it's best. But sometimes it just makes life a little bit more easy. So this one's quite out. Actually, I can't. They're quite close together, so I need to use my right hand for this. Oh, way too high. So actually, so I go back. Yeah. So, okay, so. So there we go. So that is tuning the main strings using these big paddles. So you twist them. Sometimes if I can't get a good purchase, I actually have to do it like this. Oh, I've just moved that one right to tune. So sometimes you have to push them in. So you might need to push it in. I use the heel of my hand if they're kind of they're slipping too easily, and if they're too tight, you can also push it from this end if they're too tight. So it can be recommended that instead of using one of these, just give it a tap here to try and push it out so it's a little bit looser because they're tapered. Or I will use one of these, but very, very carefully. And that is tuning the main strings. And of course, having tuned the main strings quite so drastically, these are quite out of tune now. So once you've got the main strings in tune, roughly, I've done it with the piano and just doing the pizzicato, I want to check it with the bow. And I will admit I do use just a bog standard guitar tuner. So I'm stopping off the sympathetic strings and then just listening to the notes. And when you're tuning the main strings, you need to make sure that the sympathetics are in tune, because if they're not in tune, I don't know that you can hear something's out of tune with it, but it might not be the melody string, it might be the sympathetic. So it's very important that your sympathetics are in tune. And then I will probably check them against octaves. So I'll do my second finger C, and an open C, and then I'll do a sticky G, a fourth finger G, and an open G. Just check the bottom two. Then I'll do which will be, in some respects, checking the intonation of the tangents, but that's a different video. So that is tuning of the main melody strings, getting the fine tuners in the right place, and then using the big paddles, which just a little bit of patience needed for those. And that is now mostly in tune Nyckelharpa. Thanks for watching, bye.